Alex Ray. So for those of you who don't know Alex, now I lost her again. Man, these things on my phone, it's hard to find it. Okay, there you are. I have to look at you so I can be on the same page. So this is Alex Ray. She is a triple going presidential diamond very shortly, I can imagine. I am so excited to have her. We actually had her on our 400 Club call a couple months ago, but so many of you are reaching out to me like, hey, can we get Alex again because she's pretty awesome. So I'm like, well, let me see if she can, and she gracefully said yes, so I'm so excited for her to just kind of pour into us. I know some of you were on the call a couple months ago, just hearing a little bit of her story, but I'm going to have her tell her story again and kind of where she was, where she kind of came through with the business and where she is now with the business. And then I also sent over her questions for you guys so we can go through those after she shares her story with us. So this is Alex Ray.
Hi. Okay, Tatum literally just opened her eyes on the baby monitor. So hopefully she calms herself down so I don't have to rush this. I always tell my story. I used to tell it like the same all the time, but like lately it's been getting different. I don't know why, but so I'll just tell you what comes to my mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Alex. I've been with It Works. July 24th was my 4 years, so that is super exciting. When I started, I was a quote unquote single mom. I was just dating Ryan. He was deployed in Afghanistan at the time. I just had Bentley. I was living with my parents, and I was a full-time manager at a tanning salon. It was a lot of fun working with my friends, but I hated cleaning dirty tanning beds. But anyways, that's besides the point. So I pretty much told Ryan, hey, I'm going to spend $99. I'm going to try this It Works thing. I watched Sarah Rankin for years. I think it was like 3 or 4 years. I watched her like go do all these fun things. And so I was like, Ryan, I'm going to do this thing and you just don't worry about it. And he pretty much told me, he was like, you are going to waste your money. Like nothing works like that. And, you know, people don't really make money. And so that was just like the fuel to my fire. Like if my own boyfriend at the time is like doubting me, like I don't like when people doubt me. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. Like if someone tells me I can't do X amount of push-ups, I will do them until I'm crying and bleeding. So I was like, I have to prove him wrong. So at the time I was living in Toledo with my mom, like I said, I was barely making, you know, my lowest paychecks a month would be like $450. And I was paying bills, and I had a kid to feed. And so I knew that I needed to change something. And we were also moving to Colorado shortly after, because that's where the Army was taking us. And so I knew I needed something, you know, flexible, something that I could just put in my pocket and take with me and make money. So that was July I joined, and then I was able to quit my job at the tanning salon 4 months later. I wasn't even an executive, and I was surpassing, you know, $400 a month as a distributor. So, but I will tell you, it did take me my full 30 days to find my first 4 loyal customers. I sucked so bad, you guys. I was just like, I would post once a week, and I was horrible. And then I went Ruby in 8 months. I was actually in Hawaii on my honeymoon, promotion. I was super excited. I was still working the biz. And then the following month, my 9 months, I went Emerald Diamond. Katie Harold is my presidential upline, and I'm like her biggest leg for promotions, if you guys all understand that. And she was like, I'm going diamond. So she went diamond, and I had 5 days left in the month of March. And I was like, well, screw that. I'm going diamond. Like, I don't want anyone to be better than me. And so I needed like 9 distributors, over 4,000 in volume. And I freaking ran, you guys. I talked to everybody. I was posting all day long. And I think it was like right before cutoff time, right before 1 a.m. I had hit it. I was so super excited. And then I don't know my time frame. I should probably write it down because people ask all the time. But I think it almost took me a year to go double, and then like 7 months to go triple. And now here I am 4 years later, and I'm like 9 lives away from being boxed for presidential. So I'm so super excited. It's been a long journey, but it's been so much fun.
Absolutely. That is so awesome. I want to dig into more of like your recruiting stuff. I know we have some questions from the team first,
Yeah.
Maybe we should just go with that. I don't know. Since you just
Okay.
told about your journey, maybe let's just start there. So, as far as like recruiting goes, I saw that you were one of the top recruiters in June for All of It Works, which
I
is
know.
craziness. So, I want to know like what did you do? What makes you a top recruiter? How many distributors did you enroll? What are you doing? Like, I want to know that stuff.
Okay, so the month of June was one of the best months that I'd ever had in 4 years. I signed 31 distributors. I don't even know how many loyal customers I signed because I was just like, give me all the distributors. Like, you want to join my team? Let's do this. And so I lately, like, I've been telling my team, like, we need to work like it's $9.99 all the time. And that's how I was doing it. I was like, you know what? $10, like everybody needs to join this team. And so I was working and I was just messaging everybody. Like I did not care. I wasn't sending out those like rude, no heartfelt cold messages. Like I was messaging all of my potentials from 4 years ago. I was messaging anyone who liked my statuses, my comments, anything like that. I was just letting them know like, hey, you know, you came to my page for a reason. You liked my status for a reason. Like, let's figure it out together. Just join. Let's do this. And since then, I've kind of been working the same, you know, like balls to the walls. I just don't care. Like if they're not on my team now, if they're not ordering product now, then I'm not going to lose anything if they say no. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and that's, I mean, I did not care. Like I didn't care if they were going to tell me no, if they were going to tell me to F off, or if they were going to unfriend me or unfollow me or whatever. Like I just didn't care. And I think that's why I was one of the top recruiters because, you know, the only reason why someone is an ambassador is because they've talked to more people, they've messaged more people, they've had more no's. And that's how my brain was just like so focused on talking to everybody.
Absolutely. And so when you say talk to everyone, you had maybe like a hundreds list or something, and you're just kind of going through just like talking to people and you're just reaching out to them, or did they have to kind of like a post or comment on
Yeah.
you?
See, when I first started the business, I was the queen of cold messages, which is probably why I sucked at first. And I get cold messages all the time and it makes me so mad. So in the month of June, I didn't even have a hundreds list. I didn't have time, you guys. I was just posting all the time. Like I was posting every 30 minutes, every hour. And every time someone liked or commented, I just sent them a message. And then I would go through, after I had that messaging going, I'd go through their friends list and I'd add some of their friends because if they're interested, I know they're going to have friends who are interested. So I kind of just like spider webbed off of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And when you say cold message, because these are brand new people, some of the people have just been in a month. So what do you think is like a cold message?
um, hey, I just joined at work, so you're trying to make some money, or like, hey, I'm looking for people to try this product. Are you interested? Like a cold message to me is someone that isn't even liking or commenting on your things. They probably don't even know that you're Facebook friends. Like you don't want to send that message out to someone who isn't showing at least a little bit of interest in their work. So a cold message is just something like a friend that you haven't talked to in 7 years. You know what I mean? So you want to, like I tell people all the time, I don't have time to build a relationship with somebody on social media. However, I don't just message someone that has never shown any interest whatsoever.
So it kind of sounds like, generally speaking, someone likes or comment in general, not just the huge promotion month, but in general, you kind of have maybe like a hundreds list or a list of some kind of anyone who likes or comments at any point over the last 4 years who have their name written down. So in a promotion time like this, you can go back and be like, hey, 4 years ago you were interested, and that's someone you can kind of pick back up with.
Yep. And I do the same thing too with like products. If someone is interested in products, I have so many notebooks, and I'll write down, the name, the date that we talked, and the product that they're interested in. Because if there's ever a BOGO, then I know, hey, this person was interested in the wraps, and now this is what you get. So I shoot them that message.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Do you guys have any more questions kind of for her to elaborate on this? Because I know recruiting is a big thing that our team has been asking a lot of questions about. And she is your girl to talk about. I know that we're going to talk about some of the other questions y'all had, but as far as recruiting goes, does anyone have any specific questions? You can unmute yourself. It's in the bottom left-hand corner. You just unmute yourself. If you have questions about like recruiting or what you say or.
I can kind of talk a little bit more about it too. I actually just had a small team training. I'm military family, military town, so my team is literally like rollover rate. Like they're in, they're out, on to the next place. But I had a small team training tonight, and I was telling them, even if you're not making a ton of money yet, you have to. I shared a post from one of my favorite girls to follow, Jessica Pearson, and she pretty much, I always say this too, so I was like so super excited that she said it, made a post about it. But you have to fake it till you make it, you guys. If you sell a wrap for $25, comment what you use that wrap for. If you are sitting on the couch with your kids or your dog or whomever, your boyfriend, girlfriend, and you're talking to, Jane about the greens, post about how you're able to work your business and still hang out with your family, your friends, your kids, because that's what people want to see. They want to see how you are working this business, how you are making, even if it's just a little bit of cash. They want to see that because that is the most relatable, Yes, making $6,000 a month is awesome, paying for mortgage, cars, whatever. But that's not how everyone starts out. Not everyone starts out making $6,000. Everyone starts out probably broke, really being able to afford their auto ship. And so if you're selling a wrap, if you're selling a product for retail, you have to share that because that is what is the most relatable thing. So that's, I think, how I sign so many people, because I'm relatable. I'm not, yes, I like to flaunt my money sometimes because who doesn't? But I'm also, I'm also saying it loud for the people in the back to hear, like they want to know how I'm doing this, and that my Fast Start bonus paid for my personal training or something like that. Like you have to be relatable.
Yep. And being yourself. And I think that's something that you do very, very well, is you are always you are always Alex, and people love that, and they come to your page for you. Yep. And so we talk a lot on our team page about being you, and like you get to be you, and people want to follow you. And like you said, like the $25 is so relatable. Like standing in front of the gas tank saying I finally was able to pay cash to like fill up my gas tank. Like people could be really needing that extra $25 a week.
Yeah, so. It's so true.
Yep. Any questions, guys, now that she's kind of talking a little bit about recruiting, as far as just signing distributors, what you do, what you say? I have one more question, I guess, kind of on this topic before we go into these. But as far as like social media goes, because I think you're heavy on social media, how do you keep your page fresh without having the same 5 people always like your posts?
I'm constantly adding new people to my page. I was just telling my girls earlier, every time I open up Facebook, I have to add somebody because you have to grow your media. You have to grow your network. And then, like I was saying earlier, if someone accept my friend request, and I'll go to their friends and add some of their friends. And then I think I've said this on your Zoom before, but I always make sure that the people that I add, we don't have any more than really 25 mutual friends, because then they're less likely to have another It Works distributor on their page. And I don't want them to see post after post after post about our business. And so I'm constantly adding new people, and I am always unfollowing other people too. Like if I unfollow my whole team, and they all know that, because I don't want my team to work with It Works distributors. And then as I'm adding all these people, if I notice, like I kind of like, I don't want to say prejudge, but I kind of like give them like an interview without them even knowing, like by their post, if I'm going to ever want them on my team, or if I ever think that they'd be interested. I unfollow those people too, because then that opens up more space and some more room for new posts for you to see, new people for you to see. So I'm always adding new people, unfollowing people, and liking and commenting on other people's things. That is super, super big, especially with the Facebook algorithm. You have to make Facebook know that you're a human and you're not a robot, and you're not just copy and pasting things. So it's so important to like and comment on other people's posts.
I think that's so huge. And I know that we've had multiple conversations on our team page about people getting a little unsure about adding people on social media that they don't know. Do you have any words of advice about adding people you don't know?
Yeah, actually I talked about it tonight. It's so crazy. One of my girls was like, I'm so afraid to make my page private or public, because she doesn't want it, her kids all over social media or whatever. And so if that's the case, like if you can see somebody's profile before you add them, you can kind of see the type of person they are. And you can also, like, if you're worried about people seeing your kids or posts about your family or anything like that, you can make those posts private, or you can make certain posts public. You can even make a post public except for this person can't see it. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different ways to work your social media. to make it safe for you.
Right.
So if you're worried about adding people you don't know, then don't add people you don't know. Go to your mom's sister, add her people, because they're probably good people. They're not like random strangers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's a way to do this.
Yep, definitely. I love it. I think that's so great because you have to be growing your network. Like we are in network marketing, and I think that's not stressed enough about how quickly you need to do it. And out of the gate, I think that that's something that I took for granted because I started with 1,000 people or 2,000 people, and we have people on our team. They're like, "Well, I went through my 200 people." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, we need to get on this."
I think I started at Works, and I only had like, I think 300 to 400 friends, and now I have over 2,600. So I'm adding people all the time, you guys, and it works too, because even if they're not liking and commenting on your things, they're watching you. They're totally watching you. The girl I signed today, I went to high school with, and I had actually unfollowed her, oops, because she wasn't really active on Facebook. So I'm like, she barely ever posts. She's not seen anything. Well, she signed up today as a distributor. So they're watching, and it's so important. It's so important to add people, unless you're out there blitzing, which I don't do.
Which we should be, but
I know. I tell myself all the time, I probably would have been ambassador 3 years ago if I was blitzing, but I'm trying.
You're running with your strengths.
Yep,
awesome.
exactly.
That's what everybody does.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Okay, so let's kind of talk, because I know I don't want to keep you too long, and I want to keep us at that 30-minute mark. So a lot of our questions, I feel like a lot of people were kind of getting to like time management. As a mother, as a wife, as a business owner, how do you manage your time as a Triple Diamond?
Okay, well, I wake up. I normally, most of the time I wake up before my kids, but I don't get out of bed. And I'll scroll through Pinterest to kind of like not only look for motivational, inspirational posts for the first thing in the morning, but it's kind of like it motivates me reading other quotes, because I'm like, yes, that works. That's awesome, and I love that. And so I wake up before the kids, and I'll do my morning post. And 10 times out of 10, I'm rushing late out the door with a bag of cereal for my kids. They're eating breakfast in the car because I'm late to my training session. That's like every morning. And then as I'm doing my cardio, I send some follow-up messages, and I post again on Facebook, because I love how, if I'm doing cardio at the gym, I can sign people, and I've done it hundreds of times, and I can post on Facebook, I'm doing cardio and I'm working my business. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so, and then it's a long drive home. I'm like 35, 40 minutes from the gym, you guys, and I can't text and drive. So voice messages are super, super huge for me. They've literally changed the game, and I do tons of voice messages because people want to hear my voice. They want to hear my excitement. They want to hear my passion. So if you're not voice messaging, seriously, grow some, and just do it. It will change. It will change your business. I promise. So then I come home, I feed the kids lunch. While they're eating lunch, I'm sending some more messages, posting another lunch status for those people that are working, they get a lunch break. And then Tatum hasn't been napping. So I have 2 kids all day long by myself because my husband's gone. And so I do voice message you guys, and I don't really have a schedule because I just go with the flow. If my phone is in my hand, I have to be working. So I don't really have like a time management thing. I just do it. And I know that sounds crazy and maybe silly, and you guys might roll your eyes or like whatever, but I just do it.
Do you have I find that a lot of people get stuck in I'm going to do it eventually, or I'm going to get there, but they don't, I don't want to say make the time, but life gets busy.
Yeah, it does.
So how do you make it a priority to make sure that you do something for your business? Because it seems like you're at the point now where you're finding every opportunity to do that. So maybe for someone that's brand new, what are some tips that you could say to find that time?
I would say print out your steps to success and put it somewhere where you can see it, because mine is laminated. It's on the refrigerator. And, when I walk by that and it's blank, I'm like, God, I suck. Like, I got to do something. Like, I beat myself up, and I might be the only one, but I have my steps to success printed out. Upstairs next to my bed, I have my I am affirmation. So I do see that every single morning. Like, I am all these things and it can happen. I just made another one. It's going to stay in my kitchen. I would set alarms. My favorite thing to do is to set an alarm. Like, if you are having a hard time remembering to do things, set an alarm with what it is that you have to do. You can set a label with that. And I like to set for my morning, like noon, in my nighttime post, I will copy whatever that post is going to be, or even I'll just be like product post. And so when my alarm goes off, I'm like, oh crap, I got to make a product post. Or my alarm goes off before bed, I'm like, all right, I got to do a lifestyle post. And I can have it all typed up. But alarms are huge. And, you know, if you make it really annoying, you're gonna remember to do that.
So have quite a few brand new to the business, and maybe they're not used to posting on social media. How many times a day do you think is kind of like a must for social media?
Well, we just had a huge online distributor training 2 days ago, and I've got a girl on my team who's like greener than green. And if you don't know what that means, it means that she has to know everything. So she literally like studies the Facebook algorithm. And I think right now, 4 to 6 posts a day is what you guys should be doing, to be seen, to be heard, to make sure that everyone sees your post. If you're not doing that, if you're not posting at least 3 times a day, then what are you doing? Like, you're not going to make money, and I promise you. I am a little absurd and annoying, and I will post all day long. Like I said earlier, if my phone's in my hand, I need to be doing something. So I share everything. I post everything. You guys, social media is huge, and everybody has some form of social media. And if you're not working your business on it, then shame on you, because it's so easy. It's so easy to do. You know, I joined this business because I wanted to stay at home. I don't want to go out and talk to people that I don't know. So I'm just going to put it all over Facebook.
Yep. And I love that, like, when we talk about like the color personalities, you're like, yeah, I'm very red. Like, I don't care what people think. And I feel like that's what stands you apart, though, because you're not stuck in a place of fear of what are people going to think. And is that a place where you started, or is that kind of a place you've gotten to?
No, I was like yellow. I was like the sun yellow when I joined you guys. Like, I was like, okay, you want me to do what? You want me to place where? What do you want me to do? And then I got a taste of that diamond paycheck with a comma in it, and I'm like, money! For real. I was like, give me all the money. And after that, I was just like, I don't care who tells me no. I don't care if you think it's a scam. I don't care if you think this, or this. And what's funny is, every time my anniversary hits, my July 24th post of I'm signing up for It Works pops up, and there are probably 50, 60 comments on it. And I'd say 3/4 of them are all negative, and like, you know, saying that I'm lazy and all these things. All of them have either bought product from me, became a loyal customer, or joined my team.
Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good?
It does. Like, I was actually bullied really, really bad in high school, like to the point where I would come out of my weight training class, the locker room, and they would line up and tease me and call me names and throw things at me. And now, like, there were 6 of those girls, and all of them but one are on my team. So it's like, I was super yellow when I joined you guys, and now, like, I got a taste of what I know this company can do for me. And all of you guys will get there. If you're like, you know, all of you guys will get there. It took me 4 years. And you guys have so much. We didn't have really many team calls or Zooms or live videos or groups. I think we had one team page, and it was a shit show. And you guys have so much at your fingertips, and you have this amazing upline who is willing to do anything and ask questions and talk to whomever. Like, you guys can go triple diamond faster than I can. You guys can. You guys can go ambassador before me, because you guys have so much starting out with. So just, if you're yellow now, wait till you get that comment in your paycheck. You're going to be freaking fire engine red.
Because you just know that this is an amazing company, and you know what it can do for you. And it doesn't matter what people say, what they do. It doesn't matter, because they don't pay your bills.
Yep,
so you
exactly.
move past them very quickly.
Yep.
Okay, so a couple other things we had on here. So how do you juggle helping your team build and working your own business?
Well, because I work my business and I work Ryan's business. So I guess it's whatever. I mean, this is going to sound really selfish, but you're in this business for yourself. You've probably got an amazing team, but at the end of the day, we all join to make money for ourselves, our families, our kids, whomever. And so I focus on what's going to get me to the next step. I focus on who's working, because obviously working with those who are working is going to get me to where I need to go faster. It's also going to get them to where they need to go faster. So I put all my time and my effort and my money and my energy and whatever into those who are working to get me to the next step. And that's that. And, like Sarah says, I'm running with my runners. I'm going to walk with my walkers. I'm going to jog with my joggers. Yep. But I'm sprinting to ambassador, and that's where most of my time and my, everything goes.
Absolutely. I think it's so true too, because I feel like we waste so much time with people who are not, I won't say not supposed to be here, but they don't want it. And
right.
So, and if they're not responding to you and they're not there,
yeah,
it's time to move on. And
right. I wish I knew now. No, wait, how do you say? I wish I knew. How does it have
now what I
know now?
Yeah, that. Because I wouldn't have wasted, my feelings used to get so hurt when someone would sign and they wouldn't do anything. And I would spend so much time trying to wake the dead. And, like Sarah says, it's easier to give birth than it is to wake the dead. So if you're not returning my texts, my calls, if you're not running your auto ship, or not even that really, but if you're just not in it, bye, Felicia. I'll meet you when you're ready again, because I know you'll be back.
I love it. I love it so much. That's awesome. And that's great for people that are kind of struggling with team.
Don't even worry about it, you guys. They'll come back. They will always come back. You got to move on. You got to keep it moving.
Yep. And last night we talked at our team meeting a little bit about the comp plan, and just in general speaking, that you get an additional 5% just on your personally enrolled people. So that is just why you need to be working your own business, and you need to be running like crazy.
Yep.
Okay. So this is very general question too, but how many people are you talking to on a daily basis? Or even if we took it a step further on months that you were promoting, other than this crazy June thing, but massive months, what does that look like? How many people do you think you're generally talking to?
I am generally talking to anywhere from 10 to 20 people a day. And I know it seems like a lot. It's not 10 to 20 new people. Right. Now it's just 10 to 20 of my potentials, because I have to keep that, that going. And I do have lists where sometimes it's 10 to 20 new people, but if they tell me, hey, follow up with me this date, I write it down, I follow up with them then, and then somebody replaces that spot. But it's always at least 10 to 20, because that's what took me Diamond, and I know that's what's going to take me Ambassador.
Absolutely. 10 to 20 a day. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
What are the daily tasks of a triple diamond?
Oh my God, just keeping it together. That's task number one, because I'm losing my mind for real. 2 kids, I'm doing it on my own. Luckily, I have my friend Krista here to help me for now, but she can't live here. But I just, you guys, I just got to keep it together. I just have to remember to post, to talk, to follow up, to ask. You got to be an asshole. You always have to ask questions. If you're not asking, the answer is always no. So, my tasks are just making sure that I get my posts out there, making sure that I get my kids fed, making sure that I shower.
Some things that we might take for granted.
Yeah.
Sure I've showered today.
Yeah. My biggest tasks are just making sure that I'm talking to people.
That's true. That's how you're growing your business, is talking to people. So that's awesome. Yeah. Do you have any kind of a follow-up system? And even more specifically, how long do you wait to follow up between times?
That depends. If they give me a date, obviously I follow up with them that date. And if they don't sign then I get another date and I follow up with them on that date. But if they don't give me a date, then I probably wait, I don't know, 3 days to a week to follow up. I just kind of feel it out. If they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll get my order in. Then I wait about a day or two, hey, how'd it go? Did you get your order in? Did you have any issues? That's my go-to message. Did you have any issues? Yeah, I always pretend maybe the system's messing up or whatever. And I tell them, there's so many sales going in, did you get your order in? It works every time.
It does.
So yeah, 3 days to a week. I just kind of feel it out. if they don't give me a date on when to follow up.
That's awesome. I think that's pretty cut and dry because I think the follow-up message depends on what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And guys, we're in a promotion month and you're going for a huge promotion. You don't need to wait a week to follow up with them. Even if they don't respond to the previous message, send them another message. If they told you they were going to sign up, the next morning I'm sending them a message like, hey, did you get a chance to sign up? Did you have any troubles? Like, you create that urgency yourself. You don't wait for them to do it. So that's awesome. Any questions that you guys have? We're right at that about 30-minute mark. What other questions do you have for Alex Ray? These are some of the things you guys asked about, but what other things do you have on your heart, knowing that she's a mom, she's a wife, she is triple diamond going presidential, very busy.
I actually think I might have declined somebody's friend request on here. I just seen the name, and I'm like, God, that name looks familiar. And I probably didn't mean to do that. Chelsea Pettyjohn, is that how you say it? Send me another friend request because I think I declined yours. I'm sorry.
Hey, but you
added me. I've been seeing your post. Yeah, unless you deleted me.
Oh, shoot. Gosh.
I'll go check.
Okay, yeah, check and then send me another one. I'm trying to look.
Okay.
She doesn't need to be on Facebook anymore.
Okay.
Just playing.
Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious.
Yeah, any questions?
Any other questions, guys, for Alex?
Stop, buddy. I got it.
I can hear everyone. Jess, can you mute everyone again if you're still there? Nope, we're good. Okay. Okay, so I have one last, I guess, kind of general question. I guess this is speaking from just the time management thing again, because I just feel like that's something that we're hearing over and over again on our team. Something that I implemented probably back in January was kind of like a 6 list for myself. And a lot of the things you're mentioning are things that I'm doing. So like making sure you're following up every day, you're posting, you're adding new people. Do you think a 6 lists of some kind might be beneficial, just of like general topics like that to keep you on track?
I mean, if you are a list person, like if that's what's going to help you, then make a list every single night and don't go to bed until all of those things are crossed off the next day. I'm a list person in my phone, in my notes. I write down everything that I need to do. And like I said, I set those alarms. So if you have to set a list on your bedside every night. So then when you wake up, you're going to see that those are the things that you need to do. And, I don't know if anybody on here is like, I just don't have the time. I just don't have this. And you do have the time, because that time and that effort that you're putting in is going to put a comma in your paycheck, you guys. You just have to, get through the good to get through the great. Like, it's going to happen. And, remember your why. Like everybody always says, like I'm vomiting all these things that everybody always tells you, but you have to remember your why, that, Oh yeah. There's no BV and TV. You got to get rid of the things that aren't paying you, and that's going to be hard for some people. But just remember that you don't have to quit watching TV all the time. Just quit watching TV now and make those posts and talk to those people, because in the end, that commissions check, when that drops, is going to be worth any other show that you could be watching on TV. Like, there is time to do this. You can do this.
Absolutely. It's so funny. Like I told my husband, we're going to get rid of cable. Like, we never watch it anyways. We got rid of it. I mean, we have dust on our TV because I don't even know the last time we turned it on. And it's like, we even miss it now. In the moments when we do have quiet time, it's like, I can actually sit and talk to my husband for a little bit.
Right? I know. It's worth it. You just, get rid of those things that aren't bringing in an income. And that's what I tell my team too. Like, if it's not income producing, and if there's not a way, like one of my girls was like, well, I'm not going to quit going to, she does the sport. And I'm like, well, no, you don't have to quit doing that. Just make sure you're talking to everybody about the business while you're there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it sounds like you're just making your business a priority.
Yeah, I am. I have to. Nobody else is going to do it for me.
Yep. I love it. Any last questions, guys, for Alex? She's been amazing, as usual. Anything, guys? You guys all ask me questions about her all the time.
Come on, don't be shy.
They must have asked all their good questions.
Okay, so all of you guys are going to go Black Diamond next month?
Exactly. Hey, I will. I mean, we'll be a Black Diamond team. Let's do it.
Yep. Sitting on the white couch.
Yes, exactly. All right. Any last parting words for new distributors in the business? Anything that you would say to them if they're a month in?
Talk to everybody. Talk to all of your friends and family. If they tell you no, be like, okay, thanks for the support. Do you know anybody that would? Because referrals are huge. Referrals are huge. Ask everybody, you guys.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I think it's so great. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for
Yay.
getting on.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna request you again in 2 more months. So
Yeah. I'll be
do
here.
it every 2 month kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm down.
Well, thank you so much, darling. I really, really appreciate it. And
You're
have
welcome.
an awesome evening.
Bye, guys. Love you.
See ya. Okay, where's Jess? I can't find her. She has to stop it. Okay.